Hello and welcome to the second part of this chapter, probability. In the first part, we have defined some basic definitions. Now in this chapter, we shall learn about the axioms of probability. Before we define the axioms of probability, let us first denote this set delta. Delta is the power set of S. That means the set of all the subsets of S. And we know that any subset of S is called an event. So delta is nothing but the set of events corresponding to a random experiment. Now we define the axiomatic definitions of probability or the axioms of probability. It states that probability is a function or a mapping, and delta is the domain and the set of real number is the codomain or range. So here it is, probability P, this is a function or mapping from delta to R. So domain of P is delta, that is the set of events, that as per example capital A, capital B, these are the events, and the range or the codomain is the set of real number. So probability is a function from the set of events to the set of real number, such that it satisfies these three axioms. So what are the axioms? This is the first axiom, axiom number 1. It states that probability of A means an event, probability of an event is greater or equal to 0 for all A belongs to delta. That means probability can't be negative. Probability is always non-negative for any event A belongs to delta. So this is the first axiom, that is probability can't be negative. Now axiom number 2, that is probability of S equal to 1, and S is the certain event. So the probability of the certain event is 1. This is the second axiom. Next, axiom number 3, that is the most important, and it states that if A1, A2, A3 be the number of events, may be finite or infinite, which are mutually exclusive, then probability of A1 plus A2 plus A3 dot dot up to infinite or maybe finite is equal to probability of A1 plus probability of A2 plus probability of A3 plus up to infinite. So it states that if there are number of events which are mutually exclusive, then probability of the union, that means plus, is equal to sum of the probabilities. From now on, we shall use only these three axioms to prove the theorems of probability and to solve some problems. Next, we shall prove two deductions from the axioms of probability. The number one is probability of impossible event or the null event is 0. From the axioms, we know that the probability of the certain event is equal to 1. But now we have to prove that probability of the null event is equal to 0. The proof is very simple. First we prove this one, and we know that phi plus s equal to s. Phi is the null event or the impossible event and s is the certain event. Now if we apply the probability on this equation, then probability of phi plus s equal to p of s. Now we know that phi and s, these two are mutually exclusive because phi intersection s is equal to phi. So these phi and s, these two are mutually exclusive. Hence by the third axiom of probability, we can write that this is equal to probability of phi plus probability of s. Now cancelling p of s from the both sides, we find that p of phi equal to 0. So that completes the proof of the first deduction. Next we shall prove this one. To prove the second deduction, we write a plus a complement is equal to s, and this is very obvious. Now if we apply probability, then we find that probability of a plus a complement is equal to probability of s, the certain event. Now since two events a and a complement, these two are mutually exclusive because a intersection a complement is equal to phi. So applying the third axiom of probability, we can write that this is equal to probability of A plus probability of A complement. And by the second axiom of probability, we know that probability of A is equal to 1. So taking probability of A in the right hand side, we find that probability of A complement is equal to 1 minus probability of A. So that completes the proof of this deduction. Now from this equation we have another important deduction, that is, we know from the axioms that probability can't be negative, but from this equation we can conclude that the probability of any event can't be greater than 1. As we know that A complement is any event, so probability of this event must be greater or equal to 0. So probability of A complement must be greater or equal to 0. So that means 1 minus probability of A is greater or equal to 0. So the only possibility is probability of A must be less equal to 1. So this is our third deduction, and we can write that probability of A is less equal to 1 for all event belong to delta. So now using the first axiom and this third deduction, we can conclude that probability of any events lies between 0 and 1. Next we shall prove this another equation that is very important, that is probability of A plus B equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of AB for any two events A and B. Now if two events A and B are mutually exclusive, then AB equal to phi, and we know from the first deduction that probability of phi is equal to 0. So if A and B are mutually exclusive, then this equation reduces to P of A plus B equal to probability of A plus probability of B. That also can be obtained from the third axiom of probability. Now we shall assume that A and B are not mutually exclusive. Suppose these two are events A and B which are not mutually exclusive. So A intersection B is not the null set. We consider these three parts of these events. First we consider A minus AB. Actually this is the event A, and from this A event if we subtract this AB part, then we obtained A minus AB. So this is A minus AB. Next part is this AB. This is the common part of A and B, and the final part is B minus AB. So this is the third part, B minus AB. So now if we take the union of these three events, we shall get A plus B. So this is the equation, A plus B equal to A minus AB plus AB plus B minus AB. Now what is more interesting is that these three events are mutually exclusive. A minus AB and AB are exclusive. Similarly AB and B minus AB are exclusive, and also A minus AB and B minus AB are mutually exclusive. So if we take the probability on this equation, then on the right hand side we shall use the third axiom of probability. So here we have taken the probability on the both sides, that is probability of A plus B is equal to probability of this one, that is probability of A minus AB plus B minus AB. Okay, now using the third axiom of probability, because these three events are mutually exclusive, so we can write this probability of A minus AB plus probability of AB plus probability of B minus AB. Now we shall consider these two events only, A minus AB and AB. So if we take union of these two events, so this is A minus AB and this one is AB. So if we take union of these two events, we shall find the event A. So here it is, the event A minus AB plus AB, that is equal to A. Now again we can find that these two events A minus AB and AB, these two are mutually exclusive. So if we take probability on these two sides, then we can use the third axiom of probability on the left hand side. So taking the probability, we find that probability of A minus AB plus AB equal to probability of A Now this can be written by the third axiom of probability, that is P of A minus AB plus P of AB is equal to P of A. From here we write probability of A minus AB equal to probability of A minus probability of AB. Similarly, one can find that probability of B minus AB is equal to probability of B minus probability of AB by considering these two events B minus AB and AB. Now if we replace the values of these two probabilities in the main equation, then we find that now we can write this is P of A minus P of AB plus P of AB, and then P of B minus AB. This is P of B minus P of AB. Now we can cancel these two quantities because probability of AB is now just a real number, and similarly P of AB. So these two real numbers can be cancelled out. So we can write this P of A plus P of B minus P of AB. So that completes the proof. So P of A plus B equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of AB for any two events A and B. Now for three events A, B and C, it can be proved that probability of A plus B plus C is equal to probability of A plus probability of B plus probability of C minus probability of AB minus probability of BC minus probability of CA plus probability of ABC. So actually the rule is the probability of sum of the events is equal to probability of single events, that is probability of A plus probability of B plus probability of C minus probability of the events taking two at a time plus probability of events taking three at a time, etc. So continuing in this process, we can find the probability of the sum of the n number of events. So this is the end of this part. In the next part, we shall consider the conditional probability and Bayes theorem and its examples. So see you in the third part of this chapter probability, and thanks for watching.